a főhős, fogadalmat tett, hogy megbosszulja szerettei halálát. So the hero, or the main character, he made a resolution to revenge the death of his loved ones. So let's try to write that. See if I spelled things incorrectly. I spelled it right. Okay, let's listen.
A főhős fogadalmat tett, hogy megbosszulja szerettei halálát.
Okay, so the word I want to look at is szerettei. So szeret is a verb which means love or like. So that's a important word. Szeret, the verb, love. And szeret with two T's is a loved one's. Let's go look it up. I might have it incorrect here, so let's go check it up. Okay, so two T's and an E, somebody's loved one. So a noun, his or her loved one. It could also be the act of loving. So his or her, or its love. So it has a possessive ending, and it says chiefly in the plural. So the form that we see it in our funky card here, this is the plural. So the loved ones. So if it was just one person being that was loved, so loved one, it would just not have the I. The I is the plural marker of the possessive. So it's interesting. The noun is in a possessive form, and there's you would assume that if it's not being possessed, so a loved one, it would just be seret with two T's and no E, but it doesn't show as an entry in the book, and even the etymology doesn't. So here we go. You see this? This is a noun forming suffix, but it's already possessive. So let's go look at this noun forming suffix. Forms nouns from certain verbs. It incorporates a possessive suffix, and it can be replaced by other possessive suffixes. So érkezik means to arrive, so that's the verb. If you put a te at the end, it's arrival. So érkezte. Okay. So that is our concept. So let's put that te, or if it was a low vowel, it would be ta. And our example is szerette, is a loved one. And it is a noun forming suffix out of a verb using possession, possessive ending. Okay, so let me show you each of these words. So a főhős, so that's the hero. So a hero is actually just a hős, and fő is the chief, so the chief hero, the main hero. Fogadalmat tett, and here's a good word, fogadalom. That is a resolution, right? Fogadalom. And it's made up of several words, so this is a resolution. So it has the word fog, which means to grab. So here we had fogadash, that was a bet. I'm sure we're going to see lots of words with fog. So fog is also used to make the future tense of a word. So if you say fog and you put an infinitive, that means you're going to do that. So it's going to, or will. So similarly, how in English we make a future tense by putting will in front of a verb or going to in front of a word, you can put fog in front of a word. So that's another meaning of fog. Fog can also mean a tooth, but that's a different etymology. Let's go look up fog. Fog. It's such a simple word. I'm sure that most people who are watching it already know fog. So let's go to, not fog in English, fog in Hungarian. To grasp or to catch. So it can mean to hold, to take, to catch, to receive, to understand something or listen or pay attention, to harm something or have an effect detrimentally, to leave a mark. It has a lot of possible uses. I'm sure we could do a whole lesson. This lesson is all about the word tess. I'm sure we could do 150 sentences with different uses of fog. And then you get into all these derived words. So when we, this is just a totally different etymology, the word tooth or a cog in a wheel or a gear. Okay, so fog is a verb. And then fogadolum, fogadolum, let's look up that. Fogadolum is a pledge, resolution. And when we put endings, we invert the vowel. So the vowel, the ending om, the vowel is dropped. So instead of saying fogadolomat, you just say fogadolmat. Fogadolmat. I'm probably pronouncing that atrociously. So that's the accusative form. So the word is fogadolom, but the O is dropped, and we just have fogadolmat, tett. There's our tess. So he placed a resolution. So tett means to do or to put, but we use it in Hungarian similarly to how we use the word pose in English. So, you pose a question, you pose a problem, you make a resolution, you pose a resolution. So he made a resolution, hogy, megbosszulja, that means to revenge, to seek revenge, the loved ones. So whenever you have a possessive, you have the definite article in front of it. So his loved ones, but it has to have that definite article. His loved ones' death. And so halal is death, and then halala is the possessed death. So the death is possessed by the loved ones, and then there's a T because it's accusative because he is revenging their death, avenging their deaths. And if there are multiple people, of course, they each have their own life, but we're going to be using the singular possession. So that's a common thing when you have many people that each have one thing, you use the singular possession. So in English, we would say his loved ones' lives, but in Hungarian, his loved one's life, because each one has one life. And so many good words there. So I like the word megbosszulja. Megbosszul. And then the definite conjugation of that would be with the ya ending, if you remember here. So we have the past conjugation, the future conjugation there. There's the fog and the infinitive. Then we have the conditional. And now let's have a present. Present, third person, singular, definite. And here, megbosszulja has that ya ending, ya. Or if it was a high volume, it would be yeah. Can see this better. Okay, let's go on to another one.